everyone, and welcome to your mats today. My name is Jillian and I will be your yoga instructor for this low back pain relief yoga sequence. So hop into some comfy clothing, grab your mat, a bottle of water, maybe a pillow or a block, and let's get ready to flow. So we'll just begin here at the top of our mat in our mountain pose with our big toes touching and a slight space between the heels. From here, we're going to engage the core and tuck that tailbone down. Start to connect with our breath, our body. We can inhale, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down the back body. Maybe float the eyes closed. Take the arms to the sides. Elongate through the crown of the head. Maybe spread the fingertips wide and activate through the palms. Open to receive new energy. Inhale in deeply. Exhale out. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky, lengthen through the side bodies. And exhale, we'll come to a forward fold. So we're going to fold at the hips and take those fingertips down towards the top of our mat. We can take the feet hips width, so maybe that's about 2 fists in between. And we'll just chill here in a forward fold for a moment. So we can bend through either knee, creating space in the back of the legs. And we can send the breath to the low back. Dangling the head, releasing tension in the neck and the face. If the arms are touching the earth and that's a little uncomfortable for you, we can clasp opposite elbows and rock side to side. Otherwise, we can remain in stillness, connecting with the breath. Beautiful. Nice and strong here. We can root down through the feet, release the grip if we clasp the elbows, and slowly we'll roll it all the way back up to stand. So we're slowly going to stack one vertebrae at a time as we roll the spine up nice and slowly. The shoulders and the crown of the head are the last to roll up. Beautiful. We'll connect with our breath. Take a moment here. Nice, strong standing posture. Beautiful. We can inhale, reach those arms up once again, lengthen through the side bodies. Exhale, forward fold. Fold with those hips. Fingertips come towards the earth. Inhale, we're going to lift the spine halfway to a flat back so the fingertips can stay on the earth, otherwise the shins or the tops of the thighs. Looking forward, weight is in the toes. And from here we can exhale, fold even deeper, release the forehead towards the shins. Fingertips can come towards the mat. We can just bend in either knee here, lengthening in the low back. From here we can plant those palms, and we can step both feet back into a plank pose. So maybe it takes a couple of steps to get there. We'll all meet in a nice strong plank pose, pushing the mat away. We engage the core and hug the inner thighs in towards one another. We can shift the weight forward, breathing in. And we're going to breathe out, exhale, take the knees down towards the mat, the chest, and the chin. Hips will remain in the sky, elbows in. And from here we can slide through to cobra, dropping the hips, dropping the tops of the feet, peeling the chest up off the mat, lengthening through the lungs, the front body, strong glutes, strong back body. Exhale, release. We can come onto one cheek. From here, we'll push it back, bending at the knees. We'll take the hips towards the heels. In an extended child's pose, we can take the knees and create a little space between the thighs so our chest has somewhere to melt into. And we can release our forehead towards the mat. From here, we can just rock side to side in the shoulders, opening up through the front body. Try and lengthen through the low back and send the breath to the low back body. Beautiful. Whenever you're ready, we can tuck those toes. We're just going to send the hips up towards the sky and back to meet in our downward facing dog. So we can pedal the feet here if it feels good by bending each knee. Otherwise, we'll remain in stillness. Hips are up in the sky, heels are grounding down towards the mat or working towards it. Nice and strong, activated palms will open through the shoulders and release tension in the neck. Inhale, left leg comes up parallel with the earth or all the way towards the sky. Bending at that knee, we'll step the left foot in between the palms, engage the core on the transition, and we'll plant that left foot at the front of our mat. We can lower on the back knee, plant that left palm down, right arm comes up towards the sky, open to a twist towards the right, gazes up. Breathing in here, opening through the chest, broadening through the collarbones. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, right arm comes down, planting it back onto the mat. From here, we can shift the hips backwards so we can come back on the top of that left foot. Hips will shift back and we can flex that right foot as we straighten through the leg. We're just going to stretch through the hamstring. So bending through the hips here, making sure not to round through the spine. We'll keep a nice micro bend in that right knee, keeping the right foot flexed. Inhale to lengthen through the crown of the head, and exhale to sink deeper into the fold. So connecting with our breath, just finding what feels good for you today. Keep nice and bright through those fingertips. One more deep breath. Exhale. We'll come back into that low runner's lunge, coming back onto that front foot, bending in the knee. I'm going to place my palms back down to frame the foot. And from here we can come up off that back knee. We can sort of create some momentum here, just rocking back and forth. And whenever you're ready, we're going to step that right foot back to meet the left in our downward facing dog. So we'll send the hips towards the sky, step it back to down dog. Beautiful. Lengthen through the side bodies, release tension in the face, the neck, the jaw. Inhale, come up on the toes. Exhale, send the energy down and back, ground the heels down. Melt the chest into the mat. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale out. Inhale, take that left leg parallel with the earth or three-legged dog towards the sky. Square the shoulders towards the mat. Bending at that knee, we'll step that left foot up in between the palms into our low lunge. So from here, I'm just going to lower on that back knee. And I'm just going to take a twist. So right palm comes down, left arm comes up, open to the left. Breathing in here, open through the chest, twisting through the thoracic spine. Gaze can stay up or at the horizon if it feels good. We'll exhale, release the twist. Left arm comes down. Beautiful. And from here, we're just going to shift the hips back, keeping that left foot flexed. We're just going to stretch through that left hamstring, keeping those hips square to the front of our mat, and nice and long through that left leg. Inhale to lengthen, straighten the spine, and exhale, sink deeper into that fold. Keeping a micro bend in that left knee. Nice bright toes. One more deep breath, maybe a soft smile. Exhale out through the mouth. We're going to bend through that front knee once again, coming into that low lunge, framing the foot. From here we can create some momentum again by rocking back and forth. And once again, we're just going to step that left foot back to meet the right in our down dog. So stepping it back, hips will shift towards the sky. And we'll find some alignment here in our down dog. So fingertips spread nice and wide, gripping through the pads of the fingers. Shoulders roll away from the ears. The neck is dangling. Hips are in the sky, heels are grounding down, opening through the back body. Whenever you're ready, we can take that right leg parallel with the earth. We're just going to bend at the knee. And then engaging the core, we're going to shift forward, taking that right knee to the right tricep. From here, we can shift that ankle, the right ankle to the left wrist, placing it down. We're going to come into pigeon pose. So that shin is parallel with the short edge of the mat. And we can just walk that left leg back into our pigeon pose. If we need a block, or if we have a pillow nearby, we can place it under the right hip if it feels good for some support. So here we'll come up on the fingertips, open through the chest, gaze comes up. Maybe we take a peek back at that left leg, making sure it's nice and straight. Making sure our hips are square to the earth and not splaying open to the side. And whenever you find some ease in the discomfort, we'll start to surrender to the pose by walking the fingertips forward if it's in your practice. And we can release the forehead towards the mat. We'll try and keep that foot flexed if it feels good, keeping the fingertips nice and bright. Otherwise, we can point the toe and see how that feels. Just finding what feels good for our body, trying to keep that knee joint safe, just really opening up through the back of the right hip. Here we're stretching our piriformis muscle, directly related to low back pain and low back pain relief, depending on how we treat this. So just breathing in, maybe we're rocking back and forth, seeing how that feels, making sure you're not holding on to any tension in between the eyebrows, the jaw, the cheekbones, the knuckles. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, gush it out. We'll come all the way back up. Walk those fingertips up. Beautiful. We can remove the block or the pillow. And then from here, we can plant those palms. And we'll just tuck the back toes and take that right leg to meet the left in our downward facing dog. Taking a child's pose at any point you feel necessary throughout the practice. Otherwise, we'll continue on. So here we're in our downward facing dog. Connecting with our breath, we'll inhale, lift that left leg parallel with the earth, bending at that knee, engage the core, shift the weight forward, left knee to left tricep. Energy is forward here. We'll take the left ankle towards the right wrist and set that leg down. We can walk or sort of inch that right leg backwards. And we're trying to keep our hips square to the earth. So I'm going to take a peek back, make sure that back leg is nice and straight. Beautiful. And if we want to take that block or that pillow, we can take it to the outer hip, the left hip, and just place it under for some support. We can try and keep that shin parallel with the short edge of the mat. However, if the ankle does come inward, it's okay, as long as we're feeling the stretch in the outside of that left hip. So from here, we'll lengthen through the spine and stay up on the fingertips. Inhale, gazes up. And if we want to stay here, that's all cool, a-okay. Otherwise, we can walk those fingertips forward and surrender to the pose. Release the forehead to the mat. Melt the chest into the earth. Connect with your breath. Keep those toes nice and bright. Maybe give them a little wiggle, making sure not to grip onto any tension. Soften on those exhales. We'll take one more deep breath here. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Walking those fingertips back up, we'll breathe in. Awesome. And from here, we can just plant those palms, and we'll just do the same thing. Actually, awesome. And from here, we can remove the pillow, remove that block. Planting those palms. We're just going to tuck the back toes, come up off the back knee, and then we'll all meet in our downward facing dog once again. Awesome. We'll lengthen through the legs, lengthen through the back body, the low back by shining the hips towards the sky. Nod the head yes and no, release tension, and eventually lower those knees towards the mat. We're going to take either knee to the edge of the mat, so the knees are as wide as the mat. The big toes can come to touch, and then we can send those hips back towards the heels, and then come into a wide-legged child's pose. So the arms can walk out forward, and we can release the forehead and the chest to the mat. Connecting with our breath, we can open through the side bodies and the shoulders, as well as the low back. Maybe rocking side to side in the hips, creating some blood flow and oxygen to the hip joints, the sacral muscles, the hip flexors. Starting to slow the heart rate, slow the mind. Inhale in deeply, send the breath to the low back. Hold for a moment. Exhale, gush it out. Nice and slow. Beautiful. From here we can walk those fingertips back up. We can take the knees back together, and we'll swing those legs out and around, out in front. I'm going to scooch a little forward, and we're just going to come into a bound angle pose. So the soles of the feet are going to come together. The knees are going to come out wide, bending through the legs. The heels can be about 16, 14 inches from the sacral bones. And we're just going to stack the spine nice and tall, head over heart, heart over pelvis. We can grasp our ankles, our shins, maybe interlace around the toes, whatever feels good. We're just going to lengthen through the crown of the head. And exhale, maybe we fold forward, melting the chest towards the soles of the feet. Keeping the spine nice and straight, nice and long. Just seeing where our body goes today. Might be different than yesterday and tomorrow. It's all good. We're just living in the present moment. Send the breath to the low back. Release tension in the face. Release tension in the thighs. Melt into the mat even heavier. Maybe we start to round through the spine, the upper spine, sort of tuck the chin, fold even deeper, and just see how that feels. Whenever you're ready, we'll come all the way back up, lifting the crown of the head, stacking the spine, breathing in, shoulders roll up, back and down. Awesome. From here, we can take the soles of the feet back to the mat, and we'll just scooch forward to come onto our backs. So rolling onto the back, we can hug our knees into our chest. The arms can wrap around the shins, giving ourselves a nice tight hug. Lengthen in the low back, maybe rock side to side if it feels good, massage through those kidneys. Take a moment here to thank yourself for showing up onto the mat today and continuing your yoga practice. Take a moment here to thank your body for everything it has ever done for you up until this very moment. And take a deep breath into that self-love and that gratitude. Coming to stillness. From here we can extend the legs out long and the arms out to our sides. From here we can let the body become heavy, starting to commit to stillness. We'll start to still the mind, slow the heart rate, connect with the normal cycle of breath. Palms facing up, toes fall out wide. Release tension in the face, the jaw, and release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Commit to stillness and silence, and enjoy your Savasana. Please feel free to pause the video here and continue your Savasana, waking the body up with small movements. Here is where I'll leave you. Take your time waking back up into your body with small movements and gradually making them larger. I hope you all feel as refreshed and as energized as I do, and I hope you all enjoyed this yoga sequence. If you did, please like and subscribe to my yoga channel so you can stay in the loop and up to date with all of my yoga flows. I hope you all have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy, drink lots of water, and enjoy your day. Namaste.